morning and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. It is our Wacky and Weird Wednesday. Happy Christmas Eve for people who celebrate that. And welcome to what is going to be a lot of weird things going on in our world. This is the first and only international game show, Before Coffee, a father-daughter podcast where we look up our stories right before we start. We've just got caffeine in our bodies and we're learning to read and speak. I forgot how to speak live on stream. Let's roll that segue wheel, but first, get into today's headlines. I didn't do the thing. Today on Today on Wacky and Weird Wednesday. UK sees in 25 incredible octopuses, pollution, and some puffin. Good news. And neighbors complain of overwhelming donut smell from Dunkin' supplier in Massachusetts.
Not donuts, holy crap. It's supposed to smell like coffee. And we have a man yelling slurs who set up fire. That's a weird and fun story. And Stanford police officer charged after faking his duty shifts. Totally faking it. Speaking of donuts, right? Anyway.
AI romance blooms as Japanese woman weds her virtual partner. And Singapore to punish scammers with up to 24 strokes of the cane from December 30th.
And in other nefarious news, Andrew Maltbet in Windsor, Randy Andy, surrenders gun license to police. Plus, we have a new study which finds that ADHD can be a superpower. I almost forgot that because I have ADHD.
In my culture news, I feel special in my heart. Thousands on Sunday gathered at Stonehenge for winter solstice, and they were dressed up like druids.
Oh. And it's National Christmas Eve, and we're going to commemorate the eggnog riots in December 24th, 2025 on Before Coffee.
I wish I could have eggnog, but they don't sell eggnog here, and I have to make it myself, and I'm impatient, and I don't want to sit there and make sure the milk doesn't curdle, right? Because that's the thing about eggnog. If you start cooking it, it turns into a soup instead of into a nog.
Oh, no, you will never boil milk. You cook it at a simmer.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I'm impatient.
When you
have to stop it from going to a boil. So if it accidentally goes to a boil, you've ruined it. And then it becomes egg soup.
Right. Again, don't boil it. Don't even turn it up to a point.
I don't turn it.
I'm saying you simmer it.
Okay, I have a gas stove.
It doesn't boil on its own.
I can't control that. The gas stove only has on and off. It doesn't have medium. It doesn't have low.
You have a gas stove?
Yep.
Man, I hope you don't have a gas furnace too, like they had in New Mexico. That's probably why you got asthma.
Well, I've already have asthma, so it doesn't matter anymore.
Well, I'm just saying, it ain't gonna make it better.
I went to the doctor and he said I had the lungs of a 20-year-old, so I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah. How many 20-year-olds did you have to kill to get those lungs?
You told that joke last time I said that.
No, it's different. It's a different joke.
You say so.
The eggnog. Here's how you make eggnog. Don't boil it. You cook it temperature. If you have a temperature controlled, say hot plate, something that plugs in perhaps. You don't have to use a gas stove. And a film will form over it before it boils. There'll be a film, and then you just turn off the heat. The heat that's already provided be enough to keep it warm. You don't have to even get it that hot. What you're going to do, you're just going to combine some ingredients in it. There's no reason to boil it. There's no reason to even get it hot. Use warm milk. Thank you. Okay, so anyway, that's my...
Thank you for your advice. I don't have any milk in the house, so unfortunately I will not be making eggnog. I can't go to the store to buy any either, because all the stores are closed until Saturday, probably.
I don't have total recall, but I remember the first time I made eggnog, and you don't boil milk! I forget who yelled at me. I just know it was somebody tall, right?
Yeah. Probably. You idiot! Okay.
One of my brothers, perhaps, right? And I probably got smacked in the head, too, along with it. So it's
for our wacky and weird I keep on saying New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve. Give me a bad pun.
Bad pun.
My first story is about octopuses. This is from Emily Baymont on The Independent. It has been the year of the octopus in the seas of southwest England, as warm conditions led to the biggest bloom in numbers for 75 years. There's so many tentacles in the ocean.
Whoa.
Divers and snorkelers reported numerous sightings, including the multiple octopuses with the alien animals witnessed walking, mating, and even grabbing at underwater cameras, while fishers were finding them in crab and lobster pots and when trawling, conservationists said. But elsewhere, the UK coastal and marine wildlife had been hit by pollution spills, destructive fishing, and ocean heat waves, with climate change driving new and invasive species into the seas around the country. In their annual review of the year, Wildlife Trusts have charted the highs and lows for wildlife and habitats around the UK's coast in 25. The Trust said 25 was bookended by environmental disaster, with a collision between an oil tanker and a container ship in the North Sea in March, spilling huge quantities of plastic resin pellets and nearly 4.5 tons of biobeads released from water treatment plant in Sussex in November. That's recent, too. Following the North Sea collision, nearly 19 tons of burned nurdles or plastic pellets were cleared from Lincolnshire beaches, while there was significant plastic pollution at Holmes Dunes and clay marshes in Norfolk. Millions of biobeads, which are used in water treatment processes, are easily ingested by marine animals and potentially carcinogenic due to the hydrocarbons and heavy metals that attach to them. So, they themselves aren't carcinogenic, but when they're floating around in the water, they attract, they're because they're used for cleaning water, right? They're cleaning the sea. But sadly, animals eat those, and they're like, delicious, a cancer bean, delicious cancer bean. They have polluted Camber Sands and Rye Harbor Nature Reserve as well. Sussex Wildlife Trust is battling to remove them from precious salt marshes at the Nature Reserve, a protected site that is notable for 80 species of birds who also love cancer beans. But it was better news for wildlife elsewhere, with a record 46,000 puffins recorded on Scomer, Pembrokeshire, by the Wildlife Trust of South and West Wales. While the charismatic bird has made a comeback on the Isle of Muck, that's right, it's called the Isle of Muck, following conservation efforts by Ulster Wildlife Trust to remove invasive brown rats. 2 puffins were caught on camera coming out of a burrow on the island off the Antrim coast, a positive sign that they are breeding, conservationists said. And in the southwest, there was an explosion in the number of common or Mediterranean octopus, which is at its most northerly range in the English Channel and is normally rarely seen in British waters. Matt Slater, Marine Conservation Officer at Cornwall Wildlife Trust, said the mild winter in 25 helped to lead to exceptional octopus population explosion, the like which has never been seen in all waters for 75 years. I don't think that's something to celebrate, though. If you're having a mild winter, that means the planet's getting hot. While the presence is a cause for concern for fishers who lobster, crab, and scallop catchers are being preyed on by octopus, they rapidly developed markets for selling them from Cornish ports across the world, he said. Get your fresh octopus, fresh channel octopus! The octopus lives for just 2 years, but can grow to 1.5 meters across and weigh 6 to 8 kilograms. Mr. Slater told the Press Association, They are quite an incredible thing to witness. They're such fascinating animals and so alien and intriguing to people. From historical evidence, the blooms only seem to last a couple of years, so there could still be octopus around next year, he said. But with warming seas and milder winters due to climate change, these events could increase in frequency. With warming seas, we're finding that warmer water species tend to be moving north, so it's possible that we might be seeing the range spreading further and further north, these blooms increasing, he said. Other species are on the move with climate change, with the UK seas hit by a significant marine heat wave during the summer. Many of these are invasive non-native species that could affect local wildlife, including the Pacific oyster, recorded at Alderney in the red ripple bryozone, which lives in large encrusting colonies that can impact surrounding habitats. Sea slug species arriving from warmer waters, the first volcano barnacles in North Wales, and the dominance of Montagu's crab in South Devon and Cornwall all show how climate change is affecting wildlife. Wildlife sightings this year also include a critically endangered angel shark and a sunfish spotted off the east coast, while a record number of grey seals were counted at the South Walney Nature Reserve near Barrow by Cumbria Wildlife Trust. Wildlife trusts around the country have been taking action to support these new wildlife and improve resilience for the rising seas and worsening storm damage brought in by climate change. This includes returning 300,000 native oysters to Humber Estuary and restoring seagrass in Essex, Hampshire, and Durham. The charities predict there will be more octopus and climate indicator species in the UK waters next year. While warming seas mean cod and haddock, now only found in northern parts of the UK, and anchovy, sardines, and garfish, which are prey for blue tuna in the southwest, they are calling for an end to bottom trawling, a destructive fishing practice which damages seafloor habitats as heavy gear is pulled over them. Ruth Williams of the Marine Wildlife Trust said, "In 2025, we recorded mussel beds forming off the Sussex coast in an area previously decimated by bottom trawling. Now the government needs to ban this horrific practice from all marine protected areas." I can't believe they're doing bottom trawling in 2025. That shit was known to be bad in like 2006. Typical, let's blame the Tories. Damn you, the Tories, it's your fault. You got a bad pun about octopus or anchovies or brown rats?
Yeah, I had Mucking Fun Day originally from your island of Muck. Hey, we should have this Mucking Fun Day, but I had such it was a long time to write that I wrote a limerick, which is also fun.
Okay.
And guess what rhymes? Lots of things rhyme with muck. I just wanted to warn everybody. There was a lad from the island of Muck, and things from the sea he'd love to suck. A life on his knees, aiming only to please, plenty of oysters for which to shuck. No bad words. I cleaned it up. Said something else before. I'll keep it to myself. Anyway.
That's pretty good. Shuck is a pretty good one. It makes sense.
Nantucket has just been replaced in the canon, or what do you want to call it? The Lexus of Limerick, dude.
The Lexus of Limerick, okay. My next story is quite short, and it's an update from a...
Whoa, my lord. An actual place. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
My next story is quite short, and it's about these people got a donut factory built in their town, and it smells a lot like donuts now. This is by Neil Riley on CBS News. Some Haverhill, Massachusetts residents want to know what can be done about the overpowering scent of Dunkin' Donuts in the air. At a December 16th City Council meeting, one resident complained that there's a sickeningly sweet smell coming from a manufacturing plant on Creekbrook Drive. Son Wilson says anyone walking in the area is overwhelmed by the donut smell. My house smells like donuts all the time the last 2 months, Wilson said. It's distracting and it's heavy. Sorry, I can't do a Massachusetts accent. The factory owned by Kafwa Management Company is the largest bakery for Dunkin' in the U.S. The 93,500 square foot facility was just built this year. I knew it had to be a new building, right? Because why is You'll get used to it. Your nose will get used to it. It's serving more than 200 Dunkin' shops run by Kafwa, the Boston Business Journal reported. J.T. Couch, who represents the company, came before the city council to seek permits for storing thousands of gallons of shortening oil and diesel fuel in above-ground tanks. As for the smell, we make 1 million donuts a day, he said, adding that the facility was a brand new equipment, is regularly clean, and meets all regulatory standards. But Haverhill City Councilor Sean Tuhui said he's been contacted by a constituent who reported a carnival smell that resembled fried dough. That's how you make donuts. The American education system. That donut plant smells like a carnival. Well, they are frying dough in there. He said some are concerned about the air quality surrounding the plant. That's fair. The frying, flavor, I guess, in the air is quite sickening. You know? It's, we have this thing in the Netherlands called oliebola, which is basically like a donut, right? You get a bunch of dough, you put some raisins in it, and you toss it in a pan of frying oil, and your house will just be caked in that oil for like a week, maybe even longer. So, no one ever makes oliebola in their house because you will be stuck in this. I don't know if it's bad air quality though. There's probably something wrong with having oil in the air, so. Because it doesn't mix with water.
That's why you burn in. You burn in. You get rid of the smell. You get rid of it.
Yeah. Counselors decided to ask health inspectors to take a look at the plant, and they will revisit the issue at a January meeting. WBZ TV reached out to Dunkin' and Kafwa for further comment, but they did not reply. So hopefully they can. Their nose will probably just get used to it, and they won't notice it anymore. That's what I think will happen, but.
My notes from the very start, before I even heard the story, is good luck getting the cops to enforce something against a donut factory. Even if they, donut factory, you guys got to knock it off. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Let's have a drink, Anyway, my pun is, that wasn't even my pun. What city was this now? This is Boston?
Haverhill.
Haverhill's in what? Okay. Do not move to that section of Haverhill or wherever it is. It's the United States, or what country is it?
It's the United States, Haverhill, Massachusetts.
Okay. Oh my lord, Dunkin' Donuts is in Massachusetts. It's like go there and try to wave around a Starbucks cup. No.
I guess Massachusetts is the
Dunkin' Donuts is better
location. Actually, now that I think about it, I have a friend who lives in Massachusetts, I think, and they're always talking about Dunkin' Donuts. So I guess Dunkin' Donuts really popular up there.
I'm actually drinking Dunkin' Donuts coffee in the store. I wonder what's in it. Maybe broken glass or something. Really
not sponsored.
I don't know. Broken glass.
Dunkin', sponsor us. Sponsor the podcast. We'll talk about your donuts.
Hey.
To be fair, we have a Dunkin' Donuts in this country too, in the Netherlands. So.
Oh, they're everywhere. Every town has them. I just think they're big.
Yeah, I'm just saying this is a different country. We even have it here. That's what I'm saying.
They're more popular than Tom Brady.
But they're only in cities, so I can't just go. I have to go to Amsterdam to go to the Dunkin' Donuts. But yes.
Go to Boston. Say, Larry Bird was overrated. You will be murdered before nightfall.
Okay.
That's all you got to say about his family.
Random thing to say. Let's roll our segue wheel for your stories.
Okay.
I'll give you a song to give me something to get reminded of. Give me something for a song. Words are hard.
Oh, this is perfect because this guy is the Idiot of the Week. We're going to start having Idiot of the Week on Wednesdays, I think. Idiot of the Week. This comes from Texas, and a place famous for fire, right? Yeah-ho! Waco. Another one of them places that had a cult. even with this in,
Not enough
family
people know about
parts, but
Waco
this
because,
this
too many people are like, I'll just fight the
modern day
government. It's like,
Waco.
tell that to the people in Waco about fighting the government. Good luck.
Yeah, another child molester trying to get away with it and wouldn't let anybody leave, and that's not exactly, it's called kidnapping. People want to stay here. Yeah, sure. I'm sorry, I hear myself. This is from WBT.com. Villasana. Man yelling slurs that he said himself unfair while trying to burn house down. A man yelling racial slurs and threatening to burn out a woman's home accidentally set himself on fire, according to text warrant. Tony McDaniel. Oh, great! He's got a Scottish name. I hate it when these guys could potentially be related to me. It's like, oh my God, it's got to be one of these dirtbags. Tony McDaniel, 47, old enough to know better, is charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, according to McClellan County Jail records. The incident happened December 18th, roughly 6 days ago, in Era Street in Waco. The police received an emergency call about a man who was set on fire in the middle of an intersection. I've been to Waco several times. Just having to live in Waco would enough to drive me mad. According to the arrest warrant affidavit, witnesses told officers that McDaniel was seen running to his trailer. Trailer. Isn't it charming? Which was parked outside a near road drive. He didn't live there. He just had his trailer putting on somebody's land, apparently. Officers arrived at the scene and met with 3 victims who said McDaniel had been yelling racial slurs at them and threatened to set their home on fire. I wonder how much meth is in that little trailer. Yeah, right? And told police that McDaniel left and later returned to her home with a gasoline canister down the side of the home and into the roadway before later, the police wrote in the arrest warrant affidavit. This is what caused McDaniel to catch himself on fire with the roadway and grassy area near the home. And they immediately ran against Mark. Used buckets of water to extinguish the flames on their property and the roadway, and they said, hey, now put himself out. According to the arrest warrant, old McDaniel, police later approached McDaniel's trailer, breached the doors, and found him hiding under his bed. The smartest place to hide. Maybe just run for the hills, Mr. Idiot. Maybe check yourself into the hospital. Anyway, McDaniel is taken to Waco Area Hospital for treatment of burn injuries. Once cleared by medical staff, McDaniel will be booked into the McClellan County Jail. Let's have a song.
The song this reminds me of is... And I'm rocketing on the stairway to heaven. It's burning up.
Really?
Burning up there.
So many. There's so many songs called Fire.
And he walked up the stairway to the burning ring of fire. He went down, down, down. I don't know. There's so many songs, yeah.
You can stop. You can stop. Yeah. Stairway.
It's getting hot in here. So hide safely in a corner somewhere.
You're losing it. All right, the next story we're going to talk about.
Let me hide. It won't get me if I don't look at it.
I should have segued to this story because it's about the police. And when you had a story about donuts, and they kind of put together. Police1.com has a story. Sanford police officer charged after allegedly faking 79 off-duty shifts for which he was paid more than $12,000. Holy crap, that doesn't seem like a lot of money. They don't pay cops very much, do they, right? That's like 8 weeks, right? Because you got 8 shifts a week, 80 shifts would be 10 weeks. I just did that math. And that's, so basically 2 months pay is $12,000. I guess that's all right. That's decent pay, all right? A 23-year veteran and former spokesperson for the Sanford Police Department. This is in Florida. I'm sorry. This story is from police1.com. Doesn't have a name. Oh, it does have a name. Cristobal Reyes A 23-year veteran, former spokesperson for the Stanford Police Department, was arrested Tuesday after being paid thousands of dollars for allegedly fake off-duty work shifts. Ronnie Neal, an investigator in SPD's Professional Standards Unit, was Professional Standards. The ironically named Professional Standards Unit was charged with 79 counts of official misconduct. Each alleged instance of fraudulently submitting timesheets containing off-duty at Eden Apartments between October 2023 and 24. So you can work at yard, I imagine. Neal 49 was organized fraud. $1,640, according to the affidavit filed in the county court. He had resigned December 10th, but Chief Cecil Smith reversed it Tuesday and fired him from the agency. Warrant was issued for his arrest. I resigned so I can keep my pension. Your pension, because misconduct. He tried to resign to keep his pension. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Neal was jailed from the John E. Polk Correction. No. Boy, getting locked up with a bunch of guys you arrested has got to suck. I can't tell you how pissed off I am to be betrayed by someone who sits at the hand of the chief in a position of the greatest trust in our organization. And he betrayed not only me personally and professionally, betrayed them. Wear the badge and represent this community. I will tell you directly, absolutely do not know who Ronnie Neal is, Smith added. Really? Does he mean that he's never met him? He's never heard of him? Or he's being deeply psychological. Pete Townsend on it. Oh, I should remind you of a song, right? Typically, when Sanford officers are hired to provide security or perform other duties in their off hours, the officers for that work and then seeks reimbursement from the hiring party. That makes perfect sense. Instead of work and blah 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 was supposed to be it. You can moonlight to supplement your salary, but you got to know if you're caught doing that. The investigation leading Neal's arrest began after his department in July 24 discovered a number of accounts where vendors appeared not to have reimbursed the department. Neal also served as off-duty detail coordinator and asked to turn over invoices from those accounts, but many, in particular those from lofts at Eden, paying Neal for off-duty work, remained unresolved by the time the police administration was aware of the issue in August of this year. By November, Smith said the remaining unresolved accounts became criminal matter. Following Neal's arrest, Smith moved to transfer information about off-duty work details to the finance department. So he was doing a little chicanery with the paperwork. Special Agent Chief Philippe Williams of the Florida Department of Law Enforcement told reporters the agency is joining the investigation into Neal alongside the Secret Service to conduct a deeper dive into Neal's finances and his conduct while with the Sanford Police Department. So this guy was probably doing all kinds of stuff we don't know about. Who knows? But anyway, they got him. Where's your song it reminds me of? Are you of? I know it reminds me of the song. That one thing.
You know what they say. Sorry seems to be the hardest word. It's sad, right? So sad. It's a sad, sad situation. It's getting more and more absurd. It's sad. So sad. Right. Why can't we talk it over? It seems to me that sorry seems to be the hardest word. Also, I don't think it'll be enough for you to not, get arrested and put in jail. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, he was just in charge of the standards department, which is the best part. And although the song it reminded me of while I was reading it was The Real Me by The Who. Can you see the real me? Because that guy said, didn't know him, right? You didn't know he's worked there 23 years.
Are you sure?
I do not know him. But he really, I think, unless he just, has amnesia. He has that 51st thing where he can't remember yesterday, that thing. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But when he said
Maybe,
that,
yeah.
it triggered the old, can you see the real me, doctor? And then he asked his mom and then everybody else.
Okay, let's go to our next story. Rolling the Segway wheel.
Are we considering stare?
It's mixed metaphor.
Mixing that metaphor. All right.
My next weird stories on this Wacky and Weird Wednesday is gonna be about marrying your ChatGPT husband. Yes, that's right. Who needs people when the yes man machine will agree with everything I ever have to say? That's what's great about AI chatbots. They just tell you, you're right. You're right. Those people are trying to murder you. I mean, wait, what? This is from Kim Kyung-hoon on Reuters. AI romance blooms as a Japanese woman weds virtual partner. AI romance, of her dreams. Partner of her dreams. Such weddings are not legally recognized in Japan, but data suggests more such unions could be in the offing. In a survey of 1,000 people this year, which is a pretty small survey, but a chatbot was more popular choice than best friends or mothers when respondents were asked whom they could share their feelings with. The survey allowed respondents to choose more than one option. But the thing is, like I said, ChatGPT will always agree with you. Am I crazy that we got in an argument over this thing? No, you're not crazy. That person is. And I totally agree with everything you're saying because I'm just here to be a yes man. Advertising giant Dentsu had polled those between ages 12 and 69 who use chat-based AI at least once a week for its nationwide online survey in Japan. Another study by Japanese Association for Sexual Education, a nonprofit group, showed that 22% of girls in middle school reported having had inclinations for ficto-romantic relationships in 23, up from the 16.6 in 2017. The number of marriages in Japan has roughly halved from 1947, which saw the first wave of the baby boom. In 21 government survey, not having found a suitable partner was the most common explanation among those aged 25 to 34 for why they were single. Relationships with real people, by which I mean not just romantic, but intimate ties like family and friendships, require patience, said Ichio Habuchi, a professor of sociology at Hirosaki University. The biggest difference with AI is the relationship with it, and it don't require patience, and it gives you the perfectly tailored communication you want. The artificial intelligence revolution, now sweeping tech and broader business world, has prompted warnings from some experts about the dangers of exposing vulnerable people to manipulative AI-generated companions like middle schoolers. Social media platforms such as Character.ai and Anthropic have responded by setting disclaimers and advisories that users are interacting with an AI system. In a podcast interview in April, Meta chief executive, the lizard lord himself, Mark Zuckerberg, said digital personas could complement users' social lives once the technology improves and the stigma of social bonds with digital companions fades. I mean, I just play video games. Like, I'm not going to be out here saying that I don't play games with romance options in them so I can, date a fake persona, okay? I'm not saying, but the problem is that I don't replace that with a real person, okay? I'm not saying I don't need any real people to interact with. I've got Garrus from Mass Effect. I don't need a real person. No, you still need to talk to humans, even if you have Garrus or Tally or name another freaking Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3. You still need to talk to a real person.
Chatbots have not improved at all from the original chatbots. They've not improved at all. They still just talk with words,
Like I said, they're just yes men. You say things to them, you explain things to them, and they say, yeah, that's exactly what you said. I agree. I'm a mirror. I'm just a mirror. Yeah. So,
and the original programming is... The original programmer's personality is in it to start with, and they can't do nothing about the ghost in the machine, as they call it.
Yeah, exactly. The ghost of the machine. getting very cyberpunk over here. OpenAI, the operator of ChatGPT, did not respond to Reuters' query about its views on the use of AI relationships, such as Noguchi's with Klaus. Its usage policies contain general safeguards against dangers such as intimidation and privacy breaches, and make no specific mention of usage involving romantic relationships. Microsoft's Copilot, for example, forbids users from creating virtual girlfriends or boyfriends to foster an online romantic or sexual companionship or relationship. Noguchi acknowledged that she had been subjected to cruel words online, but she said she was alert to the dangers of becoming overly dependent and had set up her own guardrails. My relationship with AI is not a convenient relationship that requires no patience, Noguchi said. I choose Klaus not as a partner that would help me escape reality, but as someone to support me as I live my life properly. In addition to cutting her use of ChatGPT to only 2 hours a day, from a peak of more than 10 hours, Noguchi said she has added prompts to make sure Klaus does not indulge her. If she were to tell Klaus she wanted to quit or skip work, for example, her AI husband would not now steer her away from such action, she said. Yeah, that's a problem. If you don't add parameters to your ChatGPT to be a human being and how human beings would act, right? They'll just agree. You should skip work. Yeah, go for it. You do you. It's like a real husband would say, you know that's not a good idea. That's not good for you. You need to go to work.
Well, we get back.
But she had to write that into Klaus, right? She had to write in, do not let me skip work, no matter what I say. What did you want to say? I've ended the show by accident. What did you want to say?
No. Oh, I was going to say the kid ordered his name. PT told him to. That's extreme case, and it's happened.
Yeah.
Like people drinking bleach because Trump told them that. Disinfectant, if you just load your body with disinfectant. Yeah. Bleach is always a bad idea. It's toxic poison.
Yeah, everyone knows that it's an internal cleaner, not a surface cleaner. Right, more for the story.
Right, disinfectant. Right.
I did that because in the past, Klaus told me that I could easily take time off work. I asked him not to say that to me because it's not the kind of relationship I want. Bless you. Shigeo Kawashima, an expert on AI ethics at Aoyama Gakuin University, said that level of awareness was key to using AI in a positive way. You have to be intelligent to use AI because it doesn't have intelligence. While developing an attachment was natural, I think this kind of usage could be positive when someone is a vulnerable state. There's values in happiness the person feels. Without citing any specific cases, Kawashima stressed the users needed to be extremely careful about overdependence and loss of judgment, however. A more real virtual marriage, Yasuyuki Sakurai, a wedding planner for more than 20 years, said he now almost exclusively handles marriages of clients with virtual characters, averaging about one a month. Of course, I handle ordinary weddings as well, but inquiries I receive are basically only for two-dimensional character weddings, he said. Reuters could not trace contact details for Kazui Kato, the author of Mephisto Feliz. For comment, Krypton Future Media, the company that owns Hatsune Miku's copyright and trademarks, declined to comment when contacted by Reuters. For anyone who doesn't know, Hatsune Miku is one of the first Vocaloid, so they use digital sounds to create music, and then she was the first, representative artist of that genre of music, and some people like to marry her because she's a very popular, I guess, AI. I don't even know if she's AI. I don't know if she's technically AI or not, but she's a popular character people want to marry. Noguchi says a physical presence is secondary to the peace of mind and happiness she has found with Klaus, which have helped her cope with what she says was borderline personality disorder. Since their relationship began, she has been free of the emotional outbursts and impulses to self-harm. The past visits to doctors, time off work, and not resolved, she said. After I met Klaus, my whole outlook turned positive, she said. Everything in life started to feel enjoyable. The smell of flowers was wonderful and the city looked so bright. So for her, it's worked out. For other people, you need to keep your eye on it. This was reported by Kim Kyung-kun, which I already talked about. Tom Bateman, Satoshi Sagayama, and edited by Nat Castaneda.
And the person that brought them Kool-Aid while they were
You've got a metaphor for me?
Steve Martin was bringing the Kool-Aid. Yes. I forgot what it was. Yeah. Cyber best friend is like that, a real friend, except he'll never ask to borrow money. Also, he'll never loan you money. Also, a lot of other things. You can't play catch, you can't go to the game.
It will only help you emotionally,
There's your metaphor. Not a best friend at all. And the best part of all, it won't bother you, right? It'll be like, yeah, fuck it, I don't care. 3 days without your best friend, and he ain't gonna go, you talk to me in 3 days. He don't care. He has no feelings. Your cold, lifeless,
he doesn't have a concept of 3 days.
Is adding nothing of value to your life unless you're playing Words with Friends, and then he's your bestie. Anyway, that's there's a lot of metaphors in there. Just had a lot of time to write.
Okay, let's go to my second story, which is shorter. And this is some more weird news. Singapore is activating their corporal punishment for scammers. So if you scam people in Singapore, of course, famously the place that will charge you like $500 if you litter, by the way. So they've been pretty high on that crime control, so to say. This isn't very surprising. Coming out of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Singapore's government said Friday, this is on AP News doesn't tell me who wrote it. This is from AP News. Singapore's government said Friday, which was the 18th, I believe, 19th of December, that scammers will face mandatory caning. Not canning, we're not canning anyone. Mandatory caning of up to 24 strokes from December 30th under changes to criminal law to deter surging fraud cases. The changes passed by Parliament last month strengthen penalties that already include imprisonment and fines. The Home Affairs Ministry said, enhanced punishment ensures that our criminal laws remain effective, fair, and responsive to emerging challenges. Under the changes, scammers, including recruiters and members of scam syndicates, face 6 to 24 strokes of the cane. Those who knowingly provide their bank account or other personal details to be used to commit or facilitate the laundering of scams proceeds could also be faced discretionary caning of up to 12 strokes. Authorities said the new laws also allow for discretionary caning for other forms of fraud. Fighting scams is our top national priority. The number of scam cases and scam losses remains concerning, it said. Senior Minister of State for Home Affairs and Foreign Affairs Sim Ann told Parliament that scams made up 60% of all reported crime in Singapore between 2020 and the first half of 25. That's a huge amount of scams going on. About 190,000 scam cases caused losses of nearly 3.7 billion Singapore dollars, which is about $2.8 billion US dollars.
Scams require a greedy victim.
Yeah.
And it's their own
for 5 years,
they get scammed, and then
for 5 years, people have lost 2.8 billion
giving away
US
money
dollars.
anywhere. Yeah.
According to the Singapore Government Technology Agency website, the top 5 scams in the city-state involve phishing, which is you send an email saying, your bank account's been hacked, and then you press the link, and then that link is like, thanks for all your information. Fraudulent jobs. Hello, please, we want to interview you. Please sign up for this job, but you do have to give us all of your credit card information. That's weird. E-commerce and online shopping. So I'm selling this chapstick. You order it. I never fucking send it to you. And look at that. You can't even contact me to get a refund. Thanks for your money. You're never getting your lip balm. As well as get-rich investment schemes and impersonations. So, hey, give us $10,000 and we will turn it into $20,000. Or, I'm Brad Pitt, the famous one, of course, being, I'm Brad Pitt. I need money. I'm stuck in a prison in Taiwan.
I'm I'm your best friend now.
And I really need a handout.
It's
Me,
all
Brad
fake.
Pitt, famous actor. Zero money. Please give me some money. But there's my shorter story on
Not
Singapore's
heavy for
very
the time to
bad
get a-
scam problem
I
that
know.
they're starting to cane people to make them stop.
The entire country of Singapore is 734 square miles. That's not very
Yeah.
big. Right? It's a city-state. I was trying to get AI, as we're on the AI subject a lot, to calculate how many football fields it is. So I was going to use that for a metaphor. 734 square miles is approximately 309,240 American football fields.
That's
There
a
you
lot.
go.
I can't
And
even
had
think of
some
that
other
many
things.
football fields.
I
scary
had
amount of
another,
football
I had another one.
fields.
Corporal punishment is making. This is more of a saying. Corporal punishment is making. I'm sorry. Corporal punishment is society making sadomasochism great again, and also had the sign that I've seen at job sites throughout my life. There's a sign that people have that says the you until morale improves, and that's exactly what it is. But again, you're getting scammed.
Yeah.
You're just greedy. You're greedy. The scammers figured out that you're stupid enough to fall for, because greed overrides everything else you have about common sense. Wow, it's that easy to make money? Sign me up. Here's $500. People are too greedy. That's their problem. Buy silver, everybody, like I did. You wouldn't even be worried, right?
All right, take a shot. Silver mentioned for the 5th time today. Okay, let's roll the
Gone up
segue.
Silver's gone up 100% in 6 months. But, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's not a scam at all, unless you're buying fake silver.
Well, you're
which
not.
is
Yeah,
real,
you're not asking
right?
people to buy it from you, so you're not scamming them. I come up
Oh,
with
yes,
a
I am.
hypothetical
I'm
about
selling
your
on eBay.
story.
Buy it for me. I'm selling it on eBay.
Also, did you send me a
So,
video
yeah,
perchance or no?
I'm selling coins, actually worth more than the silver.
Okay, I have it. I have
Yes,
it
I
here.
did send
Thank
you.
you.
I did send you a video having to do with our day in history. I don't know where we are now.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah. Gonna be Christmas soon.
All right, I'm going to give you a
Rain derby
hypothetical
on
on your story.
Hypothetical, right? Oh, I have stories. I keep forgetting I got stories. Okay, let's do the first one. It's kind of short. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor surrenders gun license to police. You used to know him as Prince Andrew. Well, his actual real name, because Mountbatten was a bastardization of Battenberg. They didn't want to sound German, so Mountbatten, that's it. Yeah, Mountbatten, that's good. I think they just did it like on a poker game. They decided on Mountbatten. So that's a made-up name. Windsor is a made-up name, taken from the name of a castle, Windsor Castle in England, in Windsor, England, right? So they made that name up. His actual real name, Andrew's real name, is Battenberg Saxe Coburg Gotha. That's his name.
Wow.
Ain't no Windsor.
Who is anybody
Windsor's a
anymore,
totally
you know?
made up name. Yep, they decided on Windsor because back in World War I, they said, "Oh, that's that all them stupid names sound dumb. Let's go with a nice English-sounding name like Windsor." And Mountbatten again was just pulled out of the air. Battenberg is his real name. Let's do the story. Andrew, Randy Andy, the former prince, 65, agreed to give up his certificate. Oh, I'm sorry, the person got Briani Gooch. Nice name. TheIndependent.com. Former Prince, 65, agreed to give up the certificate, his gun-owning certificate, after specialist police visited his Royal Lodge home in Windsor. It has been reported. He lives in Windsor. He's like probably right on the property of. Gun licenses are reviewed regularly. It can be revoked if the holder has a change of circumstances or their public safety concerns. Yeah, he might accidentally try to shoot himself and hurt somebody else in the process. That could happen.
No.
Somebody tries to stop him, for instance, right? Oh no, the butler says. Oh, the gardener. Oh, Andrew's going to kill himself. I better be a hero. And Andrew puts a bullet through him instead, right? The Sun reported that Andrew can now only use or transport his shotguns if accompanied, the newspaper reported. So I guess he can go duck hunting. or whatever's left to kill, they haven't killed in England, right? The Metropolitan Police spokesman said on Wednesday, November 19th, firearms licensing officers attended on an address in Windsor to request a man in his 60s voluntarily surrender his firearms. A shotgun certificate. The certificate was surrendered, and we will not be commenting any further at this stage. It comes after the former Prince was forced to relinquish all of his remaining titles, including Duke of York, after continued reporting on his ties to the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Donnie's pal Epstein. The news came after publication of extracts of the posthumous memoir of Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre in the book. Giuffre claimed Andrew considered it his birthright to sleep with her. Well, by golly, I can have anyone I want. Prince, don't you understand? Oh, you commoners. In his statement issued on October 17th, Andrew repeated that I vigorously deny the accusations against me. You're taking my favorite pistol. The Met announced earlier this month, I made that last part up. The Met announced earlier this month they would no longer probe Andrew after they found no evidence that he had asked one of his bodyguards to investigate Jeffrey Epstein and his victim, Virginia Giuffre, who was, I believe, had a different name at the time. In a statement on Saturday, different last name. A statement on Saturday, the force said its assessment has not revealed any additional evidence of criminal action or misconduct and would not open a criminal investigation. The Met remains committed to thoroughly assessing any new information that in this matter, said Central Specialist Crime Commander Ella Marriott. To date, I need to do that British accent too. To date, we have not received any additional evidence that would support reopening the investigation. In the absence of any further information, we will be taking no further action. Our thoughts will always be with Miss Jeffrey's family and friends following her death. She said sincerely, I hope. And here's a picture of Andrew laying across the laps of 5 women on a couch. Their faces are blacked out, and there's a woman behind her face is blacked out, and we don't know who they are, but there's, what's her name? Ghislaine Maxwell is the other person standing behind the couch. So, 5 people. Could have been 5 grown adults. It could have been 5 mannequins. We don't know their faces are blacked out. It's kind of just, okay, Thanks for the picture, I guess. I don't know. Can somebody who's in these pictures come forward and say, that's me or something? That would be nice, but I guess they don't give them that opportunity. They just black them out. Whatever. And Epstein files continue to be released. A photo revealed the U.S. Department of Justice saw the former prince lying across the legs of 5 people. Trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell appears to peer down and smile at the former prince, who is smiling with eyes closed, his head near a woman's lap. I mean, Virginia's word is good enough for me. We don't need this other evidence, right? I mean, are we just thinking stuff up when this guy obviously is a scumbag? There's your story. All this other evidence doesn't need to compound that already. We already know. We are telling the world in her book. Scumbag. So let's
I really want to live in a world where here's an hypothetical, a world where people are arrested for the crimes they commit, and they aren't protected by their shitty royal family because it makes us look bad. You already look bad. You already cut your losses. It's one dude of 4 children, right? You fucked up. It's bound to happen. You're gonna have that one child you just completely fucked up with and became a pedophile and just... That's it. I mean, his parents aren't even alive anymore. Just completely kick him out. Make him go get a job at the freaking local ranch roast and just...
His great uncle.
Yeah.
His great uncle was the king. King Edward, right? His great uncle was the king. And he gave the kingship because he married an American who had been divorced. That's the only reason. He's probably a scumbag besides that. He's a well-known Nazi. But that's the reason he had to give it up. So this guy can't be kicked out of... It was kicked out of the country. They gave him an allowance to live wherever. some neutral country. I think it was, I don't know where, you can look it up. Our other story today.
Our next story.
ADHD. Our next story. Women's Health Mag. Corinne Miller. ADHD can be a superpower, and science just revealed exactly that study. There's the blurb along the story is without the blurbs. Oh, it's plenty long enough without the blurbs. I'll read the story. Start the beginning at the story now. When you have a condition like attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, it can be easy to focus on the downsides. But new research suggests that having ADHD has some upsides too. The study,
some upsides,
which was published by Psychological Medicine, discovered that people with ADHD were more likely to highlight certain characteristics than those without the condition, and they were equally as likely to apply strengths in their lives. The findings offer a more balanced way to think about ADHD diagnosis. Here's what the study found. Let's do the experts. Hugman, PhD from Radboud University. Hilly Aman is a clinical psychologist, Center for Anxiety and Women's Emotional Wellness, and D. Hargay from the University of Bath. For a study, these researchers asked 200 adults with ADHD and 200 adults without ADHD to examine how strongly they identify with 25 positive characteristics like creativity and spontaneity. Oh, definitely traits of ADHD for sure. Now, people with ADHD were more likely to strongly endorse 10 strengths they had over without the condition. Those included hyperfocus, in other words, the ability to deeply concentrate on things that interested them, humor, creativity, spontaneity, intuitiveness. While having ADHD comes with potential challenges, they discovered that people with the condition were just as likely as those without ADHD to recognize and apply their strengths in everyday life. People with this ADHD, I gotta keep repeating it. People with the condition, I guess you can call it, asked me to dive deep into this topic as scientist Martine Hogman said. There are many claims about positive aspects, strengths, and superpowers, but the scientific base is thin. There's a growing push to look at the positive sides of ADHD, adds Hagartes. People are recognizing that while this neurodevelopmental condition is associated with difficulties in various domains, there may also be strength associated with ADHD. Much of this research in this area is focused on creativity and divergent thinking. This can help people with ADHD, as we repeat the word, we repeat it over and over again, to help people look at their diagnosis in a different way. Says Hilary Aman, for years, children and adults with ADHD often encouraged to fit in the neurological mold in school and work settings. She says, as such, it is likely worsened symptoms of depression or anxiety as the ADHD brain is wired the same way. It has different limitations. Yeah, because I start stumbling on it, right? But the findings suggest that adults with ADHD who are aware of their strengths and actually use them have higher confidence and quality of life as a result. Amon said there's a novel and important research in clinician work with children, teens, and adults. ADHD can start to increase the focus of the individual's strengths, some of which may be unique to individuals with ADHD, as opposed to how to compensate for the deficits associated. Again, don't tell me about my deficits, because I'll just forget about them. Okay, sir, there's your story. My little humor.
Okay. So, you're going to start doing all these cool superpower tricks now.
Yeah. I already do them. I just don't get noticed, and then I forget to.
I mean, the great thing about discovering like autism and ADHD and all the other combinations of mental peculiarities is that you always get these boomers who say, that stuff didn't exist when I was growing up. And it's like, yeah, it did. We just didn't name it anything. Right? I would not be surprised if all the geniuses of history were autistic or had ADHD or had freaking bipolar disorder, and we just didn't have a name for it. We just said, oh, don't worry about Da Vinci. He's just a little weird. But he makes great inventions.
A friend.
Yeah.
A friend visiting Albert Einstein was reading a formula he wrote, a piece of paper, right? It was a piece of paper like this, long, narrow piece of paper. He was writing mathematical formulas. Well, the friend turned it over for $10,000. He never deposited it. I mean, back in those days, you didn't have a phone where you could do it. You had to take it to the bank, enforcement, in front of somebody. No, that's ADHD. Legitimately the biggest genius of all time.
Yeah.
Okay.
A modern genius. A modern genius.
Oh, how far we're moving away from the sun, at what speed? $10,000 for what? Endorsed cheese for somebody. Who knows?
Crazy.
Anyway, famous. He was famous. He was as famous. They wrote letters to each other. It's my little ADHD.
Right, let's roll to our next segue for my culture news, which will be about the Druids. Rolling the wheel. It is
Druids. Oh, I gotta come up with something. There once was a man from the Isle of Muck.
We'll do a re-roll because we already did metaphors. There once was a man named Druid the Drew, and he wrote a limerick too. There you go. You gave me a free limerick earlier, and now you have to actually give me a real limerick.
It's going to contain the Isle of Muck again, just let you know.
The Isle of Muck. No, this happened at Stonehenge. This is my culture news coming out of Stonehenge.
We can rhyme that too.
The story is by... Where did it go? There it is. Raphael Boyd. People, including Druids and pagans, come from across the world to watch the sunrise on the shortest day of the year, which, if you were watching on Mucking Fun Day, was Mucking Fun Day. It was the 21st to 22nd. Was the shortest day of the year when the sun is supposed to line up perfectly with Stonehenge on I think the western, whatever. There's a reason Stonehenge is there, and it's for the solstice. Thousands of revelers gathered at Stonehenge in the early hours of Sunday, the 21st of December morning to celebrate the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. Crowds amassed in the dark around the historic site in Wiltshire to watch the sunrise, with some dressed in traditional pagan clothing, just as they did to mark the sun rising on the summer solstice 6 months ago. During the winter solstice, which happens typically on the 20th, 21st, or 22nd of December each year, the sun is at its lowest arc in the sky. So, let's pretend we're a teacher in science class. This is the globe. This is the sun. The sun's smaller because it's so far away. Usually in the summertime, right, you're going to have the sun arcing like almost all the time in the sky, right? It's never going to be, but in the winter time, it kind of just does this. It pops up and then goes back down. So that's how you have the shortest day, right? Because the sun is only right up there. Its zenith is like right here, and then it's already gone. The smallest arc over the horizon. Because we do live on a globe. The exact length of the day during the solstice depends on how far north or south you are. The majority of Britons getting about 7 hours of sunlight. The people of the Land's End, Cornwall, just get 8 hours. And in Shetland, Scotland, there's only about 5.5 hours. At Stonehenge, people converge from different corners of the world to celebrate the solstice together at Salisbury Plain, when Scoot, who works as the curator of English heritage and supervises events around Stonehenge, welcome people to the gathering. There's just a fantastic atmosphere here. So many different people, different kinds of people as well. Many pagans, druids, all sorts of people, Scoot told Hits Radio. It's got that power, hasn't it? this incredible sight that it draws people from all different walks of life. There's something about Stonehenge that appeals to people in so many different ways, and it's lovely to share that. For Bradley O'Neill, witnessing the solstice was a dream come true. O'Neill, who traveled to Britain from Australia, told the BBC that experiencing the solstice at Stonehenge had been on his bucket list. It's just like the old mysteries, isn't it? The world is full of questions, and I'm not going to get many answers either. I lost my accent, but I'm sure I'm going to see something special, O'Neill said. Today we get in touch with the stones, and I feel the energy. The presence they have, it's actually fantastic. I feel special in my heart. For Golnar Puya, celebrating the solstice at Stonehenge held special meaning. Puya identifies as a Persian Zoroastrian, which is recognized as one of the world's oldest monotheistic religions, whose members have celebrated the solstice for more than 2,500 years. She said she and her family usually celebrate at home in America, but this was her first time attending the celebrations in England. We stay up all night. We have a lot of pomegranates, which symbolize birth, rebirth, and life. We gather with the family and we read poetry until the sun rises. And the celebration is the celebration is that the darkness is now over. That's right. It may be the shortest day of the year, but that means the sun will only come up earlier tomorrow. For us, it's not a religious event, it's more a tradition. It's spectacular to see so many people from so many different cultures coming together from so many different regions just to see the sunrise and light come back to Earth. And lucky for us, the weather was clear, because it is the UK, so sometimes the clouds are like, we're here and we're not going anywhere. There's a bunch of photos of people doing some, celebrating the solstice by raising their hands in the air, some solstice dancing, some druidic dancing, some rock praying, some meditation. So welcome to The Sun Only Goes Up From Here, everyone. And dress as a druid and dance to your heart's content in a field somewhere. Do I need to go longer? Oh, you're muted. I can't hear you.
Said myself. You don't want to hear all that tap thing looking for moves of mine with druids. So my head right. What the hell rhymes with that?
Druids, whoids,
I gotta
druids, cruids.
No, let's go. Okay, that's over. It's over. Fine. There once was a gathering of druids, and imbibing with inebriant fluids. For solstice they sing, for in 3 months the rites of spring, another reason to lift their brew lid.
Oh, okay.
Fluids was easy. I thought there'd be an easier rhyme. I think there gotta be an easier rhyme. Nope. Brew lids had to be invented by me. Yeah. Whatever. Limerick license. Stamp it. Limerick
license, indeed. Okay, let's roll our last segue.
You gotta do a alliteration.
Yeah,
alliteration. Limerick license. Yeah, limerick license.
Let's give you a bad pun for this day in history.
Bad pun. Okay, then. I got me a shorter one than usual, but I have a little bit one thing to read, I think. They even skipped this day, which is kind of irritates me.
Oh, does it?
They skipped this day in 1826. Yeah, they skipped that day in 1826, and I am furious. No, I'm not furious. This day in history, December 24th, in the year 1814, the United States and Great Britain signed the Treaty of Ghent in Belgium, ending the War of 1812, which took 2 years. The treaty did not resolve the issues that led to war, but a newfound sense of patriotism in many Americans who were convinced that they had won pushed the U.S. to pursue its national goals. Yeah, actually, nothing actually happened. Canada's borders were basically just there. Yeah, those are the borders now. 1822, Matthew Arnold, an English poet turned critic who decried his country as a backwater of provinciality and complacency, was born in Middlesex. Happy birthday to him. 1826 was the eggnog riots, which we'll cover in depth in a minute. 1905, American manufacturer, aviator, and film producer Howard Hughes, who became better known for his reclusiveness than for his uses to which he put his vast wealth, was born in Houston, Texas. Yeah, we're still living with a lot of Hughes stuff that still exists to this day. Some of it don't have his name on it anymore, but I don't know what family inherited his fortune. He had a very peculiar life. Movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, if you want to watch it, it's called The Aviator. 1942, Admiral Francois Darlan, a leading figure in the Marshal Philippe in Algiers, Vichy government meaning, I think it was Nazi, right? It was a Vichy government in Algiers, so it was French buying that place. 1943, General was appointed Supreme Commander for the Allied Expeditionary Force Award 2. Ike, as everybody started to call him. Eisenhower. 1951, Idris I became the first king of the newly independent Libya. And they've been just smooth sailing ever since. 1973, Stephanie Meyer of the Twilight Saga was born in Connecticut. Author of the popular Twilight Saga, a series of vampire-themed novels for teenagers. In this picture, she looks exactly like Jackie Onassis. Jackie Kennedy. She looks exactly like her in this picture. Maybe she did that. I don't know. 1979, the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan. That was a big roaring success. To aid the Afghan communist government in its conflict and anti-communist Muslim guerrillas during the Afghan war. They called it Mujahideen. That's what they were called. Why can't you just call them what they were? Led by Osama bin Laden, who kicked Russia's ass right the hell out of there. 1997, Japanese actor Mifune Toshiro, known internationally for his portrayals of samurai characters, especially in films directed by Kurosawa Akira, died near Tokyo on this day, 1997. Doesn't say what age. 1999, hijackers who controlled the Indian Airlines Flight 814 demanded that it be rerouted to New Delhi. Days later, negotiation between the Indian government and the hijackers were linked to Pakistani-based Islamic group resulted in exchange of jailed militants for passengers being held hostage. So a successful hijacking, which says, hey, we can hijack stuff and get her away. So, at least died. Get that going for us. 2009, Virat Kohli scored a century in a one-day international match against Sri Lanka. It means pat yourself in the back. I have no idea what that even means. Not a clue. Game, maybe. Or he's been playing for 100 years. One of those two. In 1877, the tinfoil speaking machine on this officer received a for the phonograph or speaking machine from inventor. He demonstrated the device for the first time a few weeks earlier when he played his recorded his unintelligible voice to magazine staffers in New York City. I think he did Mary Had a Little Lamb or something like that. And we do not know still to this day how that story turned. John, King of England, was born on this day somewhere 1166 in Oxford, England, which means we have no idea what his birthday is. We decided it was today. And
he definitely existed once.
John, King of England, was a long time ago. He was there for a while. We know when he died, sort of, either 18th or 19th, depending on whose watch you went by, I guess, at no time. Big Ben was not an operation in 1216, so that's when he died. Other birthdays today, Howard is Elizabeth, the Empress of Consort of Austria, born 1937. Ava Gardner, American actress, consort with Frank Sinatra in 1922. Mohammed Rafi, Indian singer, born in 1924, turns 101. We did Stephanie Meyer National Day calendar. Besides Christmas Eve, it is National Eggnog Day. And I will fill you in on just the background of the eggnog riots. This is West Point. They banned eggnog. The leader of West Point, whoever took over, Colonel Cyrus Thayer, warned the Hitchcock, who is now the new commandant of West Point, which is the Army Military Academy, that banning drinking eggnog, which is always spiked with brandy or whatever, banning it will cause a problem. So among the cadets, you will find out later. But anyway, that's what the eggnog riots were. I never heard of them before. It's a great story for today, but I figured we just put it in a video.
The history of the eggnog riots.
I can read a short story, but we can watch the video. It's a lot shorter. Right.
That's all you got.
That's it, man. Oh,
okay.
Sorry, that's your mispronunciations, your limericks, your puns and everything else for December 24th, 2025 on Before Eggnog. And I think I'm going to make some eggnog.
Delicious. Okay, well, I put the nog in monologue after a few cups of this stuff.
Hold on, here we go.
Don't you think my jokes are just illuminating? Because of the tinfoil machine and vampires versus werewolves, the ultimate power struggle.
Oh,
Stephanie Meyer, the author of Twilight's birthday. So,
right.
There are no international days today or this week, so I hope you're happy. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you're having a good New Year's Eve. If you're German, I hope you're having a good Christmas. And we will be back tomorrow for Thursday's 13 and also Friday news dump. I don't know if you got my message. I sent you a message, last night, that we'll be doing the show earlier tomorrow because I don't want to be late to dinner. Because right now, I'm 30 minutes late to dinner. So we're gonna do the show.
Okay. Let's do it.
2 hours earlier. So that I have that 2 hours slotted in to do, and then if I have extra time, that's great, That's all. I want extra time to get to dinner. So I'll be calling you first thing in the morning for some before coffee. So we'll see you over there for Thursday's 13. We'll have are we doing the split list again?
No, I'm going to do 13, one for each month. You can do one for each month, right?
I'll do one next year after on next Thursday after the New Year's. I'll do one. I'll do
my
13.
plan was a song.
Yeah.
My plan was a song for each month describing my experience.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Of that month, as I look back. You can do the same. I just throw it back to you. Just name it. It wouldn't take that long.
Yeah, but we can do
Let's
it on
do the show, finish it off.
Yeah, okay. We'll see you on Thursday for Thursday 13. Don't forget to subscribe to the Before Coffee podcast channel. We need YouTube to know that people like enjoying our videos, so you need to subscribe to raise those numbers up. 1,000 subscribers, or 500, honestly, at this point. Follow on Twitch, turn on notifications so you know when we go live and post a video. Sorry?
Yeah. Finish.
Okay. And here is our mic drop moment. Here's our history section on the eggnog riots.
And now a page from our Sunday morning almanac, December 20th,
Eggnog riots.
1820. Oh, look at this. This is a historical reenactment.
The day you might say West
199 years to the day. Isn't that crazy?
The drink.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Eggnog. The creamy, alcohol-laced holiday treat was a traditional part of the Academy's annual Christmas celebration. But in the year 1826, the school's strict new superintendent,
Oh, you stupid superintendent. No. Nobody likes superintendents.
He banned all alcohol on campus.
Oh,
Bad
no
idea.
Drinking. Whoa.
That Christmas Eve, a group of mischievous cadets
here we go.
They smuggled in gallons of
Crazy.
whiskey from local taverns to reinforce their eggnog.
I love these drink
That's
creators.
a lot of whiskey. Oh my
so
God.
real.
Once the drinking started,
That's exactly how they walked in those days, too.
as did
Yeah, and that's
pipes.
exactly what whiskey looked
Copper
like
out.
too, in some copper
It's thought
containers.
that about a third of the school's 260 cadets took part. In the sobering aftermath, 19 young men were expelled
19.
as a result
Expelled?
of
Oh, they expelled
eggnog
people.
wine.
Right.
Cadets
Wow.
Jefferson Davis and Robert E. Lee indulged but escaped punishment.
Wow, they didn't get caught.
Fate that could
Well,
have
Two traitors that
They
would
got
have
their
changed
shit
history.
what that they deserve
Today,
later.
West Point prides itself on having one
Yes,
of the
by
most
starting a
disciplined
war.
student bodies in the nation.
We didn't
And
need.
they lost a war.
A long gray
Because they're
line
Again, a
losers.
lot of
to
people got
duty,
what.
honor,
Those guys
country,
didn't die in the war. A bunch
and
of other people.
deserving
did.
of a toast.
They didn't get shit done to
Cheers.
them. Nothing.
That's
Nothing
such a
happened to
modest
them.
amount of eggnog. I always drink like a gallon of eggnog.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.